Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're having a podcast.
We are episode 45.
Woo!
All right.
Sure about that.
All right, everybody. We are go in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody.
45.
Hello.
Woohoo! That's
2021.
Oh,
younger than me.
The
Way
scourge
younger
of
than Clay.
2020 is now behind us.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I do need to point out this evening that the runoff election is currently, the results are coming in this evening, so we might be a little distracted.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
saying.
looking at it
I'm
right
ignoring
now.
it.
And it's not looking good. We'll see.
Dare I say
man.
that 2020 is hindsight?
Ha ha.
And then tomorrow is, are we doing current events yet? No.
No, Vito.
No, not really. We were just no.
Stick to your guest wrangling, Vito.
Oh, right.
Just
Be pretty.
Just Georgia.
You're on
It's a
air.
thing.
It's pretty time.
Well, I would like to introduce Harris. He is a gentleman I met through my friend Doug in San Diego, and I just think he has a wonderful energy and a very interesting story, and he already likes us, so it's cool. Yeah, why not?
Hello, hello.
Well, he doesn't even know us yet, so that
It's
can
not to
change
like.
real quick.
Yeah. I mean, you know, after you get through the first 10 or 12 false starts, it's a breeze to be on our podcast.
We are here and now.
Welcome, Harris.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Vito. I appreciate the gesture. It's great to share my story with a different audience.
Well, that's fascinating. Let's talk about something else. Wah, wah.
Let's talk about Greg's t-shirt.
Harris.
We'll talk about t-shirts.
All right,
He'll
Harris,
let us
go.
know when it's time to talk about t-shirts.
All right. What do I? So you want me to spill my story? Do we just jump right in there?
Yeah, just jump right in.
So I guess I got invited here for a weight loss journey, and I think mine starts in 2013 when they found a tumor in my lower back, and they removed it, and then I actually got addicted to pain pills from that surgery as a young kid. No one regulated how often I took pills, and it really sent me down a spiral. And weight loss journey always begins with a heavy person, right? And my thing was depression, and I was a really, really big kid. I got up to over 600 pounds through high school, and part of that, was the surgery. Part of that was the pills. I broke my arm also freshman year, where I was bedridden for 4 months, and I gained 120 pounds just in 4 months. 120 pounds in 4 months I gained, because my mom would just give me $20 and was like, "Here, feed yourself for the day." So I was getting like 2 pizzas and 2 liters of soda every day or something like that, as a kid.
Yummy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it was great, right? Great summer. But no, so I got up to like 619 pounds. I believe my heaviest was 619 pounds, something like that. And then I had the weight loss surgery when I was 21.
Which one?
It was the lap band. I did the lap band surgery. I did it with Dr. Jose out of Mexico. He was the creator of the surgery. So that was kind of cool. And he does that, my 600-pound life, I think now.
Oh wow, that guy on TV?
I believe that's the same person. And part of my addiction journey is I had my whole 20s. I don't remember. I did a lot of OxyContin. I did 30 oxys a day, 2/5 a day. It was a mess. It was a blackout 20s. I'm 40 years old now, so I'm 40. 4.5 years clean. I think that's all the past, and we can talk about it. Yeah, we can. I don't like that, like to stay too far into that situation, because I don't really know much about it, but I'm 4.5 years clean of alcohol and pills. So I think that's the blessing. And I'm, I also do AIDS Life Cycle now, which is a cycling event to help battle HIV and AIDS. We raise money for direct patients, for free testing. I get free tested. I don't know if you guys do. I don't know if you guys pay for your testing, but someone has to pay for it, right? So AIDS Life Cycle, we raise money to help pay for those tests for my community. And I think that's very important. So that's where I'm at now. You know, I'm 40 years old. I'm relaunching my cannabis company. That's another part of my weight loss journey. Is I used to be diabetic, and I started a CBD regimen for 8 years, and I no longer test positive for diabetes. They say that there's no cure for diabetes, but I don't test positive for diabetes. And my diet has not changed. So I still eat my candy, which this is a part of my relapse. In my foods, my relapse in my food was COVID. Really killed me. Wow. I've gained about, maybe 30 pounds now. I used to be 254. So I think I'm like 280 now. So I've got a relapse. You know, when COVID took away the cycling, I let my depression slip back in. Definitely affected that. But, you know, I've got a rebound, you know what I mean? So I started a little bit before 2021, but I do believe it is a New Year's resolution that I just started early. Haven't done a New Year's resolution in 20 years. So this is my first New Year's resolution in 20 years, is to get my life back in my weight loss journey. So my goal is 220. My goal is 220, and then I'll have the skin removal surgery. So I got me some massive wings.
Woo! That's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, because I remember when I first met you that you had mentioned that you've gotten some comments from people, very nasty comments, right?
Oh yes.
Because of the wings or the extra.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Just, like you're walking down the street and someone said something.
Oh yeah, they definitely. You know, they talk about. I even heard a stranger tell me that I must cook well. I must know how to cook well because I've got the arms. You know, the fatty, flabby arms of a good cook. I mean, that was kind of the strangest compliment. I don't know.
Maybe Paul Prudhomme or something.
Yeah, I mean, and you can tell, like when I'm walking, if my sleeve comes back, you know, it's big. And that's just because, you know, I used to be really big. So now that my most of my body is getting smaller, I still have these excess skin parts. But I think the gay community is really rough on fat people for sure. And especially when fat people get smaller, then you lose the chaser. You lose the chasers, and you're not really, the bears aren't really into the flabby fat. You know what I mean? They like the rounder bellies. So you're kind of like in that category of whatever. My nickname used to be Ice Cream, and I even have an ice cream tattoo. I think it's funny. But I'm soft and white. I'm fluffy and white. I'm not hard. There's no hard part of my body. You know what I mean? There's nothing there.
There's so much to talk about.
Nowhere, not a single part ever.
Not a single part ever.
I want to talk about the opioids. So
okay, OxyContin.
That's it.
I was taking Xanax too in my 30s. I never started Xanax before my 30s, but I did that when I also started doing cocaine for the club scene in Houston, Texas.
I didn't write that down.
When were you in Houston, Harris?
2006 to 2011, 2010. Yeah,
I was there in the 90s. So
how did you get off of?
I'm not that old. You know, I started cannabis. So so I broke my back 3 times growing up, 3 different car wrecks. I was T-boned by a diesel, hit by a bus full of inmates, and hit by a drunk driver. 3 different accidents. So I was getting pills from so many different doctors, and all these accidents were in different states. So they didn't know about any of them.
Before they talk to each other. Now I think they do.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they do, because the system needs to be changed for sure. So anyways, whenever my ex and I moved to California to get married because gay marriage was not legal in Missouri at the time. So we moved to California to get married. I found cannabis as a medicine. And I was like, wow, this is really.
That was the high one, not the CBD, right?
Yes. I believe pain reliever is actually better used with THC than CBD alone. I think CBD alone, for me personally, but it also takes it. I didn't have to take mood stabilizers for my depression anymore because of cannabis as well.
Well, we didn't really have
I think
distinctions back then, did we? The CBD distinction? Did you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%. I think it's bigger now because that's where the market went.
Oh,
It's yeah. So like
well,
more
the
people
reason I
are.
brought that up is that I used my dad's pain pills about 4 years ago for my shoulder bursitis, and I used it 2.5, 3 weeks, and I just decided to stop. It was oxycodone, and a week later I started throwing up uncontrollably. And I finally figured out what was going on. I went ding, and so I took a pill and I stopped throwing up.
Yeah,
So
you
this
realize
opioid thing is crazy easy to get addicted, and then I weaned myself off of it. Did a half, 3/4, half, and about a month when I stopped the week. So it's totally real. I mean, this stuff is, if you're on it for like years and years and years, no wonder people are addicted.
Oh yeah, I mean, at the age of 13, and it wasn't regulated. My mother, bless her soul, she thought she taught me well, taught me, but once that person has an addiction mindset, like I don't know whether it's hereditary. I know my dad drank, I don't know what it was, but she wasn't there. She was a single mother. My father actually passed away 3 or 4 months before I was born.
Remind me not to complain about anything, guys. Okay. Man, dude.
I'm
Well,
really
suffering-
delighted. I'm
I don't even know if that's a bad thing, because I had a wonderful relationship with my mother.
Well,
She is
Greg has a
an
question.
amazing individual. So
Greg
No,
has-
I guess I know this is an odd expression, but I'm delighted that you're bringing this up, because in our world, in our community, it's really hard to talk about this stuff. I had one of my dear cousins died as a result of her drug addiction. I had meningitis for a whole year in 2000, 99 and 2000, and I was on fentanyl patches. Big, heavy duty, big fat guy fentanyl patches.
That's the biggest one, isn't it? That's the
yeah.
Yeah, and so I was on them for years. I went to pain management, and I would go to the pain management doctors, and I would look at everyone in the room, and bless their hearts, they had these deep, deep circles under their eyes. And I said to the pain management doctor, I have to get off of these. I cannot become, what I was already. I was popping 2 patches on at a time sometimes. I mean, I'm a big, heavy guy. I could have easily taken myself out. And he said, it's going to take 2 years for you to get off of these. Well, he never said it's going to take 2 years for you to get off of these because it's dangerous for you to get off of them right away. He just said, it's going to take you 2 years. So I just cold turkey stopped using the fentanyl patches. And now, years later, and it was agony, but years later, you hear all the people who drop dead from stopping taking their fentanyl patches. But in any case, what I'm grateful is that you're sharing this story, because especially during this very tough time, I joked about my cousin, I joked about your story, I'm the mama. But during this very tough time, there's a lot of people mired in depression and having a tough time. And we're constantly hearing, reach out. So this kind of story, I think, you started when you were 13. No wonder you have an addictive personality. 13. So this kind of story really gives people hope that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. 4.5 years is such a gift. So I'm really thrilled that we're here together.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm blessed to be here as well, for sure.
Well, I got like 6 things to talk to you about. I just Jail. So you've been in jail.
Yep, been in jail.
Is this your business, your cannabis business?
Yeah. So I used to go off into the black market because that's how you support some people. And I had 20 employees, and when laws are changing, you have to do stuff to keep food in the bellies. So I also believe that cannabis shouldn't be restricted. I think it's a plant. It's a plant from my higher power. I believe it's a blessing in my life, and it doesn't affect my sobriety because it doesn't change my concept of reality. So
it's not escapism.
It's not escapism for me. It's not at all. No. It's about putting something that's my body is meant to be using. We have receptors in our brain specifically for these plants, and no other drug can say that. Now, other drugs can say that these receptors use part of us, you know what I mean, but not the whole thing. So cannabis is ingested. Now, of course, smoking is bad for the lungs, no matter what, because it's creating carbon. But you have edibles, tinctures, topicals. There's several things that are 100% healthy.
That's a good point.
You don't have to use sweets as your edibles. You can make I've got this tasteless liquid, THC liquid, that I can put in my eggs, my scrambled eggs. I can put in my I can put in corn muffins. I can, anything non-sweet. You don't have to put it. Yeah, I can make, it's literally tasteless liquid that you can put it in your coffee. I do enjoy coffee still. But yeah.
So it sounds like it helps with anxiety and depression in certain people, and especially if you find the right mix and tincture, and you can alleviate yourself of the other additive medicines, that it could be really helpful. I mean, I know people have been helped by it.
If you don't want that head high where you're feeling like, oh, the world is caving in on me because I'm smoking this, use some CBD with that. Use the other stuff that counteracts the psychoactive measures. CBD is going to bring down your psychoactive feel in your body. So there's always ways to be away from, that feeling that you don't want. There are ways. And if you talk to someone that's knowledgeable, they're going to be able to help you get that.
That's the key, because there are a number of dispensaries here in Oakland where I live. And what's fun is they all give a veteran's discount of 20%, which basically covers the taxes and fees. So I go from my appointment at the VA, walk around the corner, and then go into the dispensary on my way home. And they're all like, "Yeah, man, we love the vets. You guys are awesome." But
which
I don't know.
Is that?
Well, I can't remember the names. I'll put them on. I'll put links on there for them. They're really, really cool. But there's one right by the VA where I go and have my medical appointments, and then there's one over here on Telegraph, and the one on Telegraph is like the highest end retail store you've ever been in your life. I mean, the cases are just like, you expect them to pull out Gucci and Prada labeled, THC and CBD. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, there's one should be on like Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Well, there's one in Palm Springs like that, just like at the north end of downtown. It's like, it's insane. You walk in there and it's like, it's more upscale than an Apple store.
Oh yeah.
My anti-capitalism brain is going crazy right now with all these comments.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying I like it at all. It's just like, it's surprising that that's what cannabis industry has gone to.
Yeah,
but I will say that this.
That's not just California though. Let's not pin that just on us.
I will say this, regardless of how you feel about the capitalism at all, when they have highly knowledgeable employees in there that understand customer service and know how to talk to you, like not like you're an idiot, like, okay, grandpa, because I come strolling in there at 58, not knowing shit from Shinola about THC or CBD. I mean, I gave CBD oil to my dog when she was, we were dealing with her cancer. But that was all told to me, do this. I'm like, okay. And I did it. When it was time for me, I was like, I don't know. And they're like, don't worry, we'll tell you. What do you want? And we talked about all this stuff. And I mean, we got stuff for Bill's mom, because basically her doctor's like, I can't prescribe anything else for you. So I'm not allowed to say this legally, but you need to talk to your kids and your grandkids about some CBD oil. Okay. So we're like, okay, let's do it. And it's nice to have somebody that knows what they're talking about and has customer service skills that can show you where to go. So
that's a great experience, and I'm happy that you were able to get that experience somewhere. That's for sure.
My aunt's on hospice right now. She's in great spirits. She's gonna be in hospice for 30 years, by the way. She's one of those, she ain't never gonna die. Her kids are like, she is never gonna go. And her entire life, she had never, I don't think, ever used cannabis. And then my niece, her granddaughter, said, Grammy, you need to, not rely on all of these pain medications and try to mitigate it with other things. I'm one of those weird people. I can't, at this stage of my life, it's not that I haven't, but I don't love the high at all. I don't even like to drink and get inebriated. A little wine is good for me. I don't know why. It's not even related to when I had fentanyl patches, just my brain, the way it is. I don't love it. But for her, it's just completely relaxed her. She's not constantly agitated. She's on hospice. She's chill, who knows how long, but she's happy. And so it's just done a world of good for her.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So now that you've kind of gotten over this Christmassy blues, which are deeper than that because of the pandemic and the damdemic and et cetera, how are you pulling yourself into that feeling of, I'm still on recovery, I've got motion, I've got life ahead of me? How are you doing that? So for people to learn.
Yeah, so I mean, I go right back to the basics for me. I go right back to my recovery group. You know what I mean? Start doing my Zoom meetings again. I got to start doing that. Doing yoga, pulling in meditation and prayer. No matter what you believe in a higher power, as long as you're connecting to that I say person just because I like to give a worldly word to something that's up there that I don't quite understand. But just getting back to that connection, seeing that eating a whole cake or a whole pie for Christmas wasn't healthy. You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
Shut your mouth, Harris.
Really?
Shut up.
Sacrilege.
Don't tell my truth.
There is no way that I can have a pie ever in my house, in my room. Pie will be gone in a day. I'll have one piece for breakfast, one piece for brunch, one piece for lunch, one piece for snack, one piece for dinner, and one piece for nightcap, and one piece for a midnight snack when I wake up. It will all be gone. That's 8 pieces in a day. There will be no pie, and that is my addiction brain. I really think that no sugar, for me, is the way to go. Will I achieve that? I don't know.
Well, I'm just thinking of all the times I've done that.
Well,
okay.
I know a lot of people sort of struggle with this idea that, I was good, I'll treat myself, I'll eat this, and just like they go throughout the day, and it's like every single thing they're shoving in their mouth throughout the day, it's like they're justifying. It's like, oh, I earned this, I was good. And it's just they end up eating themselves to
have no
idea. People
idea
tell me that too. They're like, Harris, you're doing so well in the cycling, you can treat yourself. Oh, okay. What do you tell that to a heroin addict when they're 30 days in? Hey, you're doing so well. Just take a little bit in the arm. It will be okay. I mean, and that is another problem with the recovery in general in that I've noticed in my years is that we treat food completely like it's not a thing, not a problem. The groups, I don't have to mention them by their initials, but all these groups, whenever there's a birthday, they always pass around cakes and treats. Whether it's, whatever initials you want to substitute in there for any of the groups, any of the recovery groups, any of the places where you can go and be inpatient. I can't get inpatient care for food addiction.
Right.
But I think making ourselves wrong all the time isn't either. You need to start from a good place. Like, I am perfectly okay where I am now. You know what I mean? That's where
I think as long as you're not on death's door, I think you're okay. I was told I was going to die at 35 because I was 600 pounds at 20. You know what I mean? So there had to be something done. You know what I mean?
But I don't think it works to just feel guilty all the time either.
Well, I definitely don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty right now. Do you feel
Okay,
guilty?
Sometimes.
You should.
Well, I mean, I do sometimes. I do when I eat the whole pie.
Yeah.
But I don't think eating the whole pie is okay, no matter what day it is. You know what I mean? I don't.
Well, and have you ever ventured into the world of Weight Watchers, for example?
I think I may have when I was younger.
did.
Because I didn't get a lot of takeaways from it, but one of my favorite was, like, let's say I'm craving this cookie. You know, if it's a craving and I'm not hungry, just break off a little piece, just a little tiny piece, let it melt on the tongue. Most of the time, if you're having a craving, that's all it is. You have that. And if you have the self-control not to finish the package, which is a whole other issue.
Self-control's the hard part.
And
I mean,
I understand
do you
addiction.
say that to someone with crack issue or a heroin issue or a meth issue?
No, but I'm just talking about weight issues outside of addiction, because it's so different, so the things that might work for somebody who is like, a lot of us, we go to a Mexican restaurant and we eat an entire bowl of tortilla chips before they even give us our menu, right?
You're not
and then they
supposed to
refill
do
it.
Three of them, right?
And they refill it and they refill it.
Yeah, of course.
And Red Robin, they're we'll refill your fries. Stop doing that. So
Red Robin does that. Yeah. Mark that one off my list.
Yeah, no, don't go in there. Bottomless fries. Don't do it.
The one basket.
You can also have bottomless broccoli. Shockingly, I have done that.
Oh, wow.
Well,
something different.
Well, thank you. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
I'm glad places actually offer that.
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
Harris,
go ahead, Tim.
I've got one question for you, Harris. Just like for somebody who's a bigger guy who might be thinking about, going through weight loss, but their mindset is like, I don't want the flab. I don't want all this. I don't want all this skin hanging off me. Like, what bit of advice or what might you say to somebody that's like, no, I'm not going to lose weight because I don't want to have to go through that?
I was trying to figure out when I would cry during the interview, because I think this is that is the body, your body image, is the hardest thing to get over. And you have to be ready to fight past that. You have to be at your all-time low to want to be able to push past that last breaking point of knowing that you might be single. Nobody might not want to be next to you while you're flabby. No one, you know what I mean? In the gay community, in my experience, me personally, from Missouri to California is rough on the flabby people, I feel like, but the flab is there. Binders are expensive. Binders don't necessarily always work.
What is that?
What's a binder? I've not heard of that
binders.
before.
Binders are these elastic things that you can wear on your different parts of your body that will help pull in, the areas and keep them tight.
Sort of like a body corset or something like that.
Yeah, a corset for every part or just the part that needs it. Yeah.
Are they like medical Spanx?
Medical Spanx.
Doesn't actually over time, does that help lessen the flab?
It's going to pull it in for sure. Yeah. But you're still going to need the surgery. You're going to need the surgery.
Is never covered by insurance, right?
No, and I am working I'm working with an individual in San Diego in the gay community. His name is Quincy, and he is doing packages for people to go to Tijuana with a very reputable doctor. And hopefully that company for him will take off, and I will be able to use his services when I get down there. But I'm also going to help him with putting the word out for his company as well. But yeah, the weight loss journey does not end when you get down to your goal weight, because at 220, I will be like, they'll be able to take another 40 pounds of skin off me. So I'll be, so the doctors think when I get down to 220 after the surgery, I'll be 180.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I didn't think about that.
Did you ever think you would reach that weight?
No, but I never thought I would reach 254.
Good for you.
My current waist is a 48, and it had my highest waist was a 72.
Wait, how tall are you?
I am 5'9.5".
Okay. Because I'm a 48, but I'm 6'1".
Clay, how are we doing on time? I had another question for Harris, but didn't want to get into it if we need to move on.
Why don't you follow up with Harris offline? And because we're about halfway through, and thank you for being conscious of time. But I have to tell you, Harris, I'm sorry that the way I phrased my question about the Weight Watchers came across as insensitive, because I should have prefaced with, I'm sure that, weight loss is different than dealing with food addiction. And I was thinking that, and it didn't come out until afterwards, but
No, it's perfect.
No, I think you're perfectly fine. Yeah, I didn't take any offense to it, by the way. But yeah, and I want to say this before I get cut off for me, but there is like recovery groups out there for food. So please look those up. If you are dealing with a food addiction, please look those up. There are groups that meet, and we accept you with open arms. So
will you send links to those groups to Vito so he can post them with the video? Yeah, that'd be great.
I'd love to, Clay, real quick. I'd love to just say one 30-second thing.
No.
Harris, you are a gorgeous guy. You are super smart, and child, you are going to rule the world with all that energy. So there is somebody, if not 5,000 somebody's out there for you. Whether you're 285 with wings or 180, whatever you become after the surgery, I am living proof that as a big old fat guy on a cane, anybody can find anybody. And I had dated guys in New York. I dated a guy with weight loss surgery. He said, I'm really nervous. My body's flabby. I used that flab to my advantage.
All right.
I was a lean child, and I rocked his world. He would be married to me today if he didn't have a husband at the time. But my point is, you are beautiful, and you need to, as you recover and as you get stronger, you tell yourself you're beautiful.
And to piggyback on that, I had a coworker who had a very dramatic weight loss, nowhere near the numbers of yours, because women don't tend to get as big as men, although I've seen the show, that's not necessarily true. But she never changed her driver's license. So even though she had dramatic weight loss, a decade later, she was still using, she called it her fat photo. And she was doing it in a way that felt really unhealthy to me. Like it was a constant reminder for her, if I slip up even once, this could happen to me.
Oh my God.
And I just felt like that was such torture. And I thought a lot about it because she was so negative in everything that she did. And I was like, what's the core of this? And she would always talk about her weight loss. And I'm like, that's gotta be it, armchair psychiatry. And I agree with Greg. Listening to you and seeing your energy, you're not carrying that with you when, and that's amazing. And it's not easy. So congratulations for that.
Yeah, you're a light.
Thank you, Clay.
You're a light.
Thank you, Mama Bear.
All right.
And Suckle Baby
And Clay too.
Oh, God.
So Harris, we like to show off our t-shirts. So why don't you start us off with your t-shirt shot?
All right. So I've got the Ride for Life, the AIDS Life Cycle, the ride from San Francisco to LA. So I was supposed to be riding some 545 miles from San Francisco to LA. And this is the ride that I'm dedicating my life to. Hopefully we get back there. It's canceled this year. We're doing a different type of event. It's by ourselves, but the donation link is still there, and I'll give that over to Vita as well.
Cool.
Actually, I want to piggyback on that if I may, and then I'll talk about my shirt. So what they're doing this year is called Together Ride. So, and you can, whether it's cycling out on your own, doing a spin class, even just getting out and walking some miles, that can all contribute to it. And using that as sort of like your fundraising, asking people to donate, like, hey, I'm committed to, a lot of people are saying, I'm going to walk, 545 miles before the beginning of June, or I'm going to ride that much, or blah, blah, blah. But just like, still trying to keep things going, because the San Francisco AIDS Foundation and the LA Gay and Lesbian Center they're doing important work, and they still need our donations, because AIDS Life Cycle is one of the biggest sources of cash flow for them.
Cool.
They typically raise around $15 million every year with AIDS Life Cycle, and I think it was like less than like 4 million or something that they were able to get for this year.
Wow.
So that's it. Okay, so, and my shirt. Hip hop group by the name of Run the Jewels. They did these limited edition shirts where 100% of the proceeds were going to different charities. And this one actually, the 100% of the proceeds on this were going to the National LGBTQ Task Force.
Oh, wow.
So I saw that come up and was like, well, hell yeah, I'm getting that. And their new album has shown up on the top album, the #1 spot on many publications, album of the year lists. So
Send it to me, Jim.
So since we have a heart theme going on, I'll go next. Mine is a special edition from some designers. They did this for the HRC. So it's like a spray paint heart. And I think, is there one on the back? Yeah, there's one on the back. There you go.
Whoa.
So I got tagged. Not tag team. That's a different t-shirt. It's torn.
A different episode.
Yeah, very different episode.
I think I've seen that. You're OnlyFans, right?
What? Say again? Say again?
Your OnlyFans? That's on there? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. See, unlike Wolfie, who doesn't say much, but when he says stuff, we listen. With Tim, we're just like, okay, whatever. Swipe left. Thank you. Let's swipe left over to Vito. What you wearing, Vito?
Oh, okay. I just have a Star Wars shirt on with the. We can't figure out why what's it? This is not a moon is in French though.
I think that's a reference to. There's a French artist. I'll see if I can find it. Who did something like those words, and it was a painting of a pipe, and he's like, "This is not a pipe."
Oh,
and
you're
so
right.
You're right. Just play on that.
Ah, there we go.
And you said it's like, oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So, and speaking of pipes, Wolfie, since your partners are out in the cigar shack, the pipe shack.
Mm-hmm. Are you taking?
Not to be confused with Love Shack. This is not the underwear episode. What are you doing?
No, I'm just opening it up so everyone can see. This shirt has made an appearance on this podcast before, but it's this one. Happy little dragon eating chocolate wrapped in gold, since dragons love shiny.
There you go. Oh, I love that. Oh, by the way, that's the
yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's
thank you, Clay. You jogged my memory on that.
The play on words.
Clay's play on words. All right. Last but not least, probably the most controversial T-shirt of the episode.
I said earlier, and please forgive me if you are watching this podcast, I cannot remember which BITCH gave me this. It might have been a family member who did not realize that the first 4 letters of my last name are an expression for the chubby part of a man's body under his belly. In my case, a lady woman's parts. But anyway.
Wait, what word is that?
Gunt, G-U-N-T, Gunt.
That's what that part is called?
It's also called a fupa.
Fupa, yeah, no, I know fupa. I've never heard of Gunt.
Yeah, Gunt might be an older expression. I don't know, but anyway, it's a portmanteau of a couple of words. I won't use one of the words, but the other one is, guy and then blank. So a combination of the words is one. That's one
immediately on Google.
Yes.
Slang for a fatty area below the belly button and above the pubic area of a woman, often as a result of childbirth, weight gain, or just having a totally normal body. Other is called chode.
No, chode is something different.
Chode, I thought was like your taint.
Oh, it's a combination of gunt and cunt.
Yeah.
Manifests itself as a. Okay, yeah, that's enough.
Chode is something totally different.
Yeah, I can't believe you said chode.
Yeah, but in any case, when I came back, I'm in these little tiny romantic comedy movies, Harris, I'm sorry, and I was putting your name together, and the cast on the second movie, when I got there, they said, "Oh my God, we just realized the first 4 letters of your last name are Gunt," and so the whole rest of the thing became Gunt. So I'm sure it was one of those guys that gave me the shirt. So it's a naughty little expression.
Speaking of naughty, Clay. Can we do the Wheel of Fun?
Wheel of Fun.
I was gonna say.
You're muted, Clay. Clay, you're
Clay,
muted.
you're muted, baby.
There's a button on the back of your microphone.
Hello. No, I had coughed and I didn't want everybody to think I had COVID. I have allergies. Asthma. I'm old. So, yes, Vito has been spinning his little wheel, perseverating for wanting to play a game. So, Vito, take it away with your wheel of questions.
Okay, well,
already shaking my head. I'm already shaking my head.
Yes, you should. Yes. Should we do ask individually, or how about if I ask a question and pick somebody? No.
Yeah.
Or
It's your
That's not how
it's your
you
segment,
don't
Vito.
pick it if it spins. It's a spinning wheel where it picks your name. You don't pick the person. That's what
I think he
the
changed.
wheel for.
I think he changed the wheel has questions on it now, Tim.
Oh my
He changed
gosh,
it from names to questions.
Dumb. Thank God I'm the editor and I can edit this out. Okay, here we go.
Just put the questions on one side of the wheel and then put the names on the other side of the wheel.
Oh, so it is names.
Okay.
Is Santa back? What's going on there?
All right.
The wheel is
So,
spinning.
Harris.
Yes.
I think you need to read off the question before you spin it.
Oh, I think you're right.
Well, Harris gets this one. Harris gets this one.
Wait, what are we going to call it? The wheel of torture, maybe?
I'm all for that. Yes, I'm very tortured right now.
All right, now we're going to do the wheel of torture. Here we go. The first, the question is,
so is Harris answering this, or are you respinning?
Respinning. All right.
Okay.
Have you ever broken a bone?
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Who's going to be?
he
Who's
has
going
your
to
arm,
be?
right?
And it was Tim, because I know he has.
Oh, I'm first and I'm a winner. Woo!
Oh,
I have fractured a bone.
okay.
And
That's a break.
To give you context, if you're stuck up in a tree and a 6-year-old tells you to jump, don't listen.
Oh,
How were you also 6, or how old were you at the
I
time?
was about 8 or 9 at the time. I got stuck up in a tree. My brother was like 6 years old. He says, "Oh, you can jump." I jumped, came down, and I fractured a bone right here. They had to put pins in, and it was not a very pleasant experience.
Oh my God.
Is there any aftermath?
How
If you look closely, you can see where they put the pins into my elbow.
You're an amateur, by the way. Tim has many more of those.
I imagine, yeah, I believe it.
All right. The next question is, have you ever showered with somebody of the opposite sex? Since we're gay, I thought it would kind of... Oh, shit.
Does your mother count?
I forgot to take his name off. Damn it. Greg! No, your mother doesn't count.
I must have at some point. Oh, yes, I did actually. I had a girlfriend in high school. I forgot.
You showered with her?
She is a major Trump supporter, and yes, we did shower together.
Oh.
So believe it or not, she did not realize this. was gay.
It's the power of the vagine.
So,
Many women think that they can convert you with it. So
yeah.
I'm not sure what to extend my condolences to you more about. The fact that it was a woman or the fact that she's now a Trump supporter.
I know, right? All of us got rid of her.
she failed to make you straight, and you turned her into a Trump supporter. So that seems like a very toxic relationship.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is, have you ever spent the night sleeping by the toilet? Harris?
Well, I mean, I guess I can say yes. I mean, I don't think I ever spent the whole night there, but definitely a couple hours.
I think I have.
How big was your cell in Utah? You probably were right next to it.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Okay.
It is just a room with a toilet.
Right. Boom. It's your life.
Worn the same underwear 2 days in a row. Let's see here.
Something tells me with COVID we all have.
Or the bike ride, right? Your bike rides, you don't have access.
Yeah, what? Is that really such a
No,
bad thing?
I mean, like, I wouldn't wear underwear like all day long and then wear it all day the next day. But if I put it on for like 10 minutes or, you know, an hour to go to grocery shopping, I'm not going to like throw it in the wash because they take it off when I get home.
There you go.
But,
There you
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Excuse me.
As far, what did you say, Vito, about cycling? No, you have your gear with you.
So you change
on AIDS life cycle
every day. Okay. All right. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, you don't wear underwear. It's your cycling shorts. Your cycling shorts or bibs. No underwear.
Yeah.
How many times have you worn your bibs in a row, though?
Stinky.
I've never reworn. I've always at least washed them.
Not me. I didn't know that you were supposed to wash them that often. Whenever I first started cycling, I wore mine like, I don't even want. It's embarrassing. I wore mine for a month
without washing it.
David.
Oh, that is stinky. Okay. The next one is worn special clothes to cover up a hickey.
No one's reacting to the questions. I love it.
Where do these questions come from, Vito? Just out of curiosity.
The interwebs.
Oh my God, Clay
wasn't really the context that I was going for. So the questions actually don't really go with this. But this is the better way to do it. So when we do it next time, Tim, I'll come up with something better.
Yeah, these questions
I mean, it wasn't a criticism. I was just curious.
It was definitely.
I mean, there's plenty of other stuff I've criticized about it, but.
So the answer to that is no, because I don't like anything around my neck. So the few times that I've had a hickey, I'm like, whatever, it's fine.
Oh, you only get hickeys on your neck, huh?
Oh, there you go. Oh. All right.
Well, the other ones are getting covered up.
I don't know what kind of person you think I am, Mr. CleMon.
You know what? I don't think I've ever gotten a hickey by a guy. They've all been girls when I dated girls.
No, the next time I see you, I'm giving you a hickey.
Yeah.
No. Okay, and the next question is, have you been on radio and television?
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Who's it gonna be?
Did you really just spin it? You just spun it perfect.
He just spun, and he knew he was gonna be the one to answer that question.
Harris, you have no idea how much Vito loves that thing.
It didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Okay.
No, I love the spinning thing. We'll just.
I made it up, and it didn't.
It's
really
fun.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
it's entertaining.
We try new stuff. It's okay.
Word doesn't count, right?
Oh, so you actually made the wheel? Like you created that?
No. I found it online.
Oh, then that's even worse.
So Vito, tell them about the time that you were on TV that I saw you on TV.
Wait, when did you see me on TV?
You were in the audience at Ellen.
Yeah. My buddy Kenny was getting ready to pass, and we got a wish, and we went on the Ellen show, and I got to be on TV, and he got to be on TV, and then
how fun! That's so sweet.
Oh yeah, Kenny.
That was sweet.
Also been on TV for that, and then I think 2 or 3 other times. Movies, friends were producing movies, and was in a little, not like your part, Greg, but little so tiny bit parts, and little stuff like that. Yeah, I've been on a few times. I have an IMDb profile.
Bitch. So. I'm going to check out your work.
Yeah, someone else needs to update their IMDb profile, not naming names, but their last name starts with letters Gunt. So
yeah, there you go.
A little thin.
Yeah, actually, I have a whole bunch of things I worked on that I didn't get credit for, as I mentioned in the.
You can put that. You can put that in yourself.
I need to get somebody from there to help me. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a fun experiment. So
I love it. I want us to do it again. We'll just work on them questions.
Yeah.
I mean, they're perfect.
All right. Well, let's sashay over to current events with a focus on how was your holiday? What did you do? Did you do any projects around the house? Did you what's up? What'd you do? I can start with that. Poor Bill. He was off. His nonprofit shut down the Wednesday before Christmas, and he just went back yesterday. And so I have my old $5 phone. I have my old piece of shit tablet. Santa brought me a brand new iPhone. What do I put our to-do list on? An 89-cent steno pad purchased at Thrifty by his mother. This steno pad's probably older than you, Harris. I'm just saying. So
mother knows best.
Yeah, so we tackled a lot of projects.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a clean sheet to start over. But yeah, just remember when you asked Wulf what I wanted for Christmas, and I said, yeah, I want wheels on my little table, and I want wheels on my bookcase, and I want this and I want that. We did all that. We put sliders on the bottom of our dining chairs so they don't scrape across the floor anymore. We've got some other projects left to do, but we if we're going to be housebound for probably another year, which is what it looks like, because Americans, don't want to cooperate and do their fucking job and stay home and wear the fucking mask. It's over with. Peace and live out. It's going to take a while. So that's pretty much what we did over the holidays. Made my husband very happy to go back to work. He's like, bye.
I bet.
Bye, bitch. Take that list with you.
That's right. You stay home and work on that list. Bye-bye now. All right. This was your topic, Greg. Why don't you go next?
Oh, so I did something actually pre-holidays, but I made a little coffee bar for my gentleman. I've got all these different flavors. They was on sale. And all these sugar-free flavors for us. And he's skinny, but I make him drink some of the sugar-free stuff. And it's lovely and great. And it just kind of made things lovely. He loves very spicy food. I got him all these spicy peppers, Korean peppers, and Catalina, Carolina, this, that, and the other peppers. And then I got him black pepper and Indian pepper and blah, blah, blah in different kinds of things. So since we're stuck, I mean, you can't do anything.
Right.
So I just enhanced some little things that would make him feel like you got to stay at home and work from home. We're going to have a little bit nicer office. And then we bought a newsstand for a TV that we got on Black Friday. And it's huge, 75-inch. I love it. And it was
you wanted that, so
it was so
size queen.
It's massive. And we both did not measure it correctly. So we didn't know that it wouldn't fit on this beautiful new stand that we got. So brilliant that he is, he figured out how to elongate, how to make a kind of a tray for the legs and bolt it in himself, and it looks fantastic. So
nice.
I mean, not your list, but
speaking of spicy stuff, let's see, where's my camera? Have you tried this? It's a Korean product. Gochujang.
I think we did, actually. I'll look it up.
I'm a spice pussy, And I was like, yeah, I'll eat that.
Oh, good.
So it's because that's the thing about Korean food. It's not all super hot. It's not all super spicy. There are kimchis that I like, you know, not just the one on RuPaul's Drag Race. So
I'll double check. We might have tried a sister to that one because the brand looks familiar, but I'll double check. That's great. Thank you.
Cool. All right, who wants to go next?
Wulf.
Projects for my holiday?
Yeah.
What have I done? Mostly cleaning, straightening up some stuff. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I had a holiday and I just relaxed.
There you go.
There you go.
Caught up on my reading.
I'm always straightening things and doing and re-straightening things, but we spent a lot of time decorating the inside of the house with all these animated Christmas decorations that you put on a table, like a skiing, and they go through the skiing and they go through the little house and they come back down, and Santa goes up and around, and we just did a lot of work on the tree and stuff, and just did that.
Cool.
You need to post a photo or a video of what you're talking about with the skiers and Santa and all that to the,
it's
the
still up.
Facebook
We haven't taken
group.
it down yet, so it's very pretty. It's very pretty.
Cool. What about you, Harris? Did you work on any projects over the holiday?
You know, honestly, my holidays was pretty crappy. I got handed an eviction notice. The whole building that I live in is closing down, or they're kicking everybody out to raise the rents up, which is not legal, but I'm not a person to get involved with the police. So I will be homeless on January 20th. I think I'll be moving back into my RV, my tiny home. That's another adventure.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, everybody's stuff is coming due too, and all the back rents are coming in, and everything at the end of the year, they're no longer legally protected. That's happening to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, they technically can't kick you out if you're affected by COVID. So if you can say that you're affected by COVID, like the reason why I'm not paying is I'm affected by COVID. Now, if you have a job and you have the same job, then you're making the same money, then you should still be able to pay your rent. But like me, my business went under due to COVID. My cannabis business went under due to COVID. And my income is drastically affected by that because, I was making, it doesn't matter what I was making, but I'm only making, $15 an hour now at the pawn shop. I'm a pawn broker. So.
Got it.
Well, that could be a whole nother episode. The RV living pawnbroker. What the? You make it sound so glamorous, Harris. Well, hopefully things work out well for you.
Oh yeah, it's a gorgeous little. It's a really old, tiny RV, but I completely am redoing the inside. So I've got brand new floors in it. I redid all the walls. I get help from the bread trucker. You guys should look him up. He's a YouTuber. He's pretty chill.
Great stuff out there on YouTube about living in those small places.
Yeah. Yep.
I have two friends who live in an RV. They've been traveling all over the U.S. and they just absolutely love it. I mean, I know the circumstances are not lovely, but they really love the adventure of it. So I hope this.
Yeah.
Really,
But that's what all we all have to do as humans is we have to take out the reasons why we're in that situation and just live in the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have to be, right? We have to do what we can in the moment. It's not a bad situation. It's just the situation that I'm in. So, it's not bad or good. It's just me.
Yeah. A part of the adventure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of adventure, what did you do, Tim? We know it's exciting down in your neck of the woods. Woohoo!
I had 2.5 weeks off work and knew that if I was going to really enjoy any of that, I was going to have to get a lot of stuff done at the beginning, like projects around the house that have been hanging over my head for months. So I patched up some drywall that had some holes cut in it for some electrical work. Just a lot of projects like that sort of thing. Got a bit of my butch on. Why do you laugh?
Did you do it with your shirt off?
Why do you laugh?
Do it with your shirt off?
Yeah,
No,
right?
I have my shirt off.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, why would I
Alright.
have my shirt off, like mudding up a drywall? And you like,
looks butch.
you know,
Because that's the fantasy. That's the fantasy is to have, yeah.
What do you vacuum
Oh,
fully
this is true.
clothed, for fuck's sake? Come on, yeah.
Right.
Take
I
it off.
vacuum nude, and that's the only way to do it.
Right.
Woo!
that's on my OnlyFans.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Hey, they say go with a niche or a specialty.
Well, my OnlyFans there's only 2 of them. So literally when I say my OnlyFans, you know. Yeah. They're dedicated though. They're very devoted. I love them. They love
They're
them.
very dedicated.
All righty. Well, we're at that time when it's time for Backscratches. So beep boop beep boop beep boop. I don't have a wheel, so I will just go with Wolfie. Who do you want to
All right.
backscratch? Woo!
Okay, I would definitely like to give a back scratch to my friends John and Greg. One of our mutual friends sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago, and they stood at his side as he passed. So I was really glad to hear that someone was there. So big back scratches to both of you.
There's probably a lot of people that actually know him. Urso.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big loss. You know, he's been around for a long time.
I've known Urso for over 20 years.
Yeah.
One of the first people I met when I came to San Francisco. He welcomed me with open arms. Sorry to make that subject like sad.
Is he the gentleman that has the big red tattoo on his chest?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, the dodecahedron.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah, I
remember
think
he
it's
got it.
important to talk about loss, and also I didn't know him, but I know those guys, and they're just beautiful, beautiful people. And to usher someone into the next realm, whatever that is a real honor, even though it's painful. And to be there for someone is a joy, no matter what the moment, because you're not leaving them alone. And there's a lot of people right now who can't do that because of some very selfish people we know we've discussed before. So I'm glad you brought that up. It's very sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
So,
Urso
Greg,
was awesome.
Greg, does that count as your back scratch? Or did
That's
you
my
have
bad.
something else?
I'm scratching on Wolfie. I'm gonna
Aw.
Wolfie and everybody who loved and Vito, everybody who loved Urso and who was there for him in spirit now. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, you knew Urso, so let's segue over to you.
One of the things I did a couple weeks before Christmas, just because I wasn't going to do back into getting heavy about stuff. I wasn't going to do a lot of decorations because it's too much after having lost James for how much that he absolutely loved the holidays. But I wanted something. And so what I asked people to do, friends of mine I posted on Facebook and asked people to go out and do a walk in your neighborhood and take some photos of the Christmas lights, the decorations that you see around your neighborhood, and tag it Walk the Lights. And so there was a few friends that were like every night some of them were staying local. There's a couple that were actually driving to some of the more upscale, ridiculously decorated neighborhoods, stuff like that. But it was really neat. It was something that just, it felt a little bit more like the holidays, like with people doing that. So that was fun.
Oh, nice.
So as far as backscratches to all my friends who helped out with that, and we'll backscratch to Greg. Thanks for joining us, filling in for Ron. And Harris, thank you so much for joining us, sharing your story. Have you actually ridden your first year for AIDS Life Cycle yet? Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat. So when we get back to it,
Yeah.
So
like a bird.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, back scratches all around. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tim.
Well, Harris, how about you? Do you have anybody?
Yeah, let's shout out my mentor Joseph Anthony, who is a professional hair person here in San Diego, who's now doing real estate to combat COVID, and just move in directions and positivity. And then also my coach, Ken Eckert, of Team Mose, which is my team that I am on for AIDS Life Cycle. Ken is an excellent coach. And I'm very proud to be in the same living space as those two individuals. They're very awesome people.
Oh, great.
Cool.
That's great.
Get him to subscribe.
I will. Yeah.
Like and
Once
subscribe.
I share the link to the YouTube, I'm definitely gonna hopefully get people to come over and look.
We
at
made
it.
our goal of 100 by the end of the year.
Oh,
yes!
Congratulations, guys!
Yeah, thank you.
So 1,000 in 2 weeks.
Sure.
All right.
Well, Vito, since you're doling out aggressive goals here, what are your back scratches?
Oh, my little puppy, of course, keeps me sane. My roommates, it's nice not to be alone, because I know a lot of people are. And they're awesome, so it just works out really well. I was going to take a trip at the end of the month, and I changed my mind because it's the responsible thing to do.
Mark, man, thank you.
Thank you.
That was really tough for me, and one of my roommates had a talk with me, and I had to buck up. It was to a place that we were going to talk about, but we ended up not talking about it. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
And then my mom, you guys. I love this. It's my hobby. I love seeing you guys. Yeah, there you go.
That's great. Well, we start with the practical. Tim, Ron, I know Ron, you're not here, but you watched the episode. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for this very gorgeous thing. Also, the box that came in, that's like a keepsake. That's like, okay, that's gorgeous, darling. And big back scratch to Bill. This is his first holiday without his parents. His dad died last June and his mom died the October before. And we spent last Christmas in the emergency room with his dad. So a lot of change. And it didn't really hit him until like New Year's Day. And he was like, oh shit. And one of his friends was like, well, what do you normally do for Christmas? I do whatever my parents tell me to do, strict Italian family, right? And his friend said, well, welcome to what the rest of us do. We just have to figure it out, and so it's a lot of change there. And normally we have a big Friendsgiving, the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And of course, with COVID, we couldn't do that. And we were inspired by friends of ours who were sharing meals. They live in a small coastal town called Jenner, just north of where the Russian River hits the Pacific. And they would all, like, Thursday night, here's the menu. You make this, we'll make this, and everybody brings it around and they have this nice meal that they eat on their own. So we did that here in the condo. We had like a little orphan Christmas party, hallway potluck. And then we all came out, we put our dining table out there and some other tables, everybody put their food out, and then one household at a time went through, grabbed what they wanted and went home and ate it, So it was distantly social, and it was kind of fun, and got to meet a couple new neighbors that we really didn't know very well, and the food was fantastic, and everybody's spirits were really good, and it was very heartwarming. And so I really appreciate the strength of the human spirit being able to endure, because this is, the word unprecedented is overused, but it really is. And, we're just trying to make the best of it. So big hug to everybody that needs it.
Yeah. Especially anybody that had to, especially anybody that had to spend the holidays alone due to COVID. Yeah. So.
Indeed.
Yeah, my mother before.
Okay, so on that note, what was that, Harris?
Oh, I was just saying, my mother actually fell and broke her leg and hit right before, several months ago. And even if I was able to get back to Missouri to spend the holiday with my family, I couldn't visit her because she's in a recovery ward, like no visitors. So yeah. So it's
You know who I blame?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
A monster.
TikTok.
Current
Okay,
events,
so
right? Current events.
Well, we're recording this the day before the congressional meeting. So we'll talk about that next time.
Yeah. Just our next recording will be just before the inauguration. So fingers, appendages all crossed. Big love to all of you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to record this. And Happy New Year.
Special episode.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
See you next
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Give it in, Tim. I love it.
G you next Tuesday.
Now I'm gonna check out y'all OnlyFans. Gotta check out y'all's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
All right.
Both of mine are very diligent. Very diligent. All right. Thanks
Links
again.
in the comments.
Thanks again, Greg. Thanks again, Harris.
I'm putting up a very special episode graphic on this one.
Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Like and subscribe.
Greg, why don't you do it?
Bear Element Podcast. Like and subscribe.
Yay.
Visit us at bearelement.com.